You're now watching the Good, Bad, and Ugly podcast featuring Kevin Bunk, John Downs, and Reese Jantz.
All right, GBU lock it in week 17. I am joined by my co-host here at GBU, Reese. How are we doing today, my good man?
How we doing? Missing KB a little bit today, but we're going to carry on the show.
Yes, we are back after a short hiatus. Spent some time with some family, had Christmas, all that good stuff. And now we're back to pick some of the last regular season games of the NFL year. We're in week 17, which means we only have one more week of a full slate. It's sad, but this is when football starts to get really good in December. Playoff races, all that stuff. It's going to be some good games this weekend. We got the Eagles with a chance to clinch. A lot of teams with a chance to clinch their division. It should be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Before we start, I want to give KB Senior a good shout out for these crew necks and hoodies that I'm wearing today. They are sick, and I also want to give our good man Big T a shout out because he made us a store where we were able to get some nice hoodies like this. So I want to say thank you to him, thank you to KB for the crew neck and the hoodie for Christmas. They're all really good, comfy, and I just love repping the GBU.
All right, let's get it started.
Yes, all right. So the first game on the docket this week, starting off the 1 o'clock window, no Thursday night game. We're filming this on a Friday, so we're trying to get as close to the lines as we possibly can this week. We usually film it on a Thursday, but closer the better. We got the Falcons at the Bills. The Bills are minus 14.5. The over-under is set at 44, and 56% of the bets are on the Bills. I wasn't going to pick this one, but 44 seems a bit low for the Bills when they can put up 40 by themselves in the Falcons defense. So I'll take the over 44. I don't know how this game's going to play out. The Falcons with a loss are probably dead. They're pretty much dead already, but they're still mathematically alive. They're probably a game and a half out. You got anything on this one?
Yeah, no, I'm going to stay away from this one. 14.5 is too much, and the over-under,
14.5 is a lot.
It's a little shaky, so I'm going to stay away.
14.5 is a lot, especially for a team like Atlanta who is fighting for their playoff lives.
The defense will be playing hard.
Yeah, I don't know with this game. I'm just going to take the 44 because it seems a bit low for a Bills team that really ran it up on the Pats last week. They were scoring every drive, and the Pats answered, but the offense seems to be buzzing, so I'll take the over 44. Next, we have the Giants at the Bears. The Giants own both first-round picks in this game, so I don't know if they're going to try to sell this one. They're probably going to play to win. Mike Glennon revenge game. The Bears are minus 6. The over-under is a very low 37, and 67% of the bets are on the Bears. I'll pass on this one. I was leaning Giants because it seems like a game that they'd win and kind of fuck up their draft position, but I'm going to pass on this one. It's a pretty ugly game.
Yeah, so when I first looked at this game, I really thought that I liked the Giants, but looking at the situation that both of these teams are in, no matter what, I think both of them are playing really, really bad football, probably the worst football they both have played in a while, so I'm just going to stay away from this one as well.
Yeah, and the Bears were coming off that win against the Seahawks with Nick Foles, but for some reason are going to start Andy Dalton this week, so that really wouldn't give me any confidence if I was a Bears minus 6 better because they were rolling with Foles. That's probably why the reason some people jumped on this line early. Yeah, I'll pass on this one. It's a pretty ugly one.
Yeah, it's gross.
Next, we're heading to a really good game in Cincinnati. We got the Chiefs traveling to the Bengals. The Bengals are minus 4.5. The over-under is 50.5. And 55% of the bets are actually on the Bengals because they've been riding high. The Chiefs also riding high. They killed the Steelers last week. I'm going to take the Chiefs at minus 4.5. The favorite is 4-1. Their last 5 ATS. I think the Chiefs might roll the Cincinnati defense, but I'm looking forward to this one. I think it could be a shootout, which would be really nice because the Bengals have been rolling. The Chiefs are rolling. 2 real AFC Titans this year. Both probably going to win their division, but I'll take the Chiefs minus 4.5. It seems like a low line for them.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm on the Chiefs minus 5 in this. I got it at minus 5. It's the Chiefs are 6-0 in their last 6, and I'm also going to take the over 51. Like you said, JD, you'd like for this to be a shootout. I really think it will be, even though the Chiefs defense has been playing really well. I think the Chiefs will jump ahead early, and it'll just be a the Bengals are just going to be chasing the Chiefs as they keep scoring on offense. So I'll take the over 51 and the Chiefs and the points.
Yeah, it seems like I know a lot of people are loving the Bengals, but they were one of those teams that fell victim to the GBU strat early on, where they'd win one, lose one. They've kind of steadied themselves out. They have been winning a few in a row. I think they've at least got 2 in a row. I don't know if they have 3 in a row. I don't remember far back on their schedule. But I'll take the Chiefs just because it doesn't seem like anyone's slowing them down.
Yeah, and may I say, Joe Burrow last week, wow. He went off.
Yards,
500 yards. Yeah.
I know that Ravens
defense,
secondary is a bunch of practice squad guys probably just pulled off the street, but it doesn't matter. It's still an NFL defense, and that was 500 yards is absurd.
Unheard of.
All right, next we have another sneaky good one that a few weeks ago maybe a lot of people didn't think was going to be a good one. We got the Dolphins traveling to the Titans. Both teams in a playoff spot right now, actually. The Dolphins are the 7 seed, Titans are the 2 seed. The Titans are minus 3.5. The over-under is a very low 39.5, and 55% of the bets are on the Titans. It's pretty much a split here. I'm going to take the Fins at plus 3.5 because I've been riding with them the last few weeks. They've been winning me a lot of money, so I think the Dolphins is the play here. I could see a side for the Titans, but Miami's 5-2 their last 7 ATS, and the underdog's actually 4-0 ATS their last 4. So the trends are pointing Miami. I'm just going to keep riding with them. I don't feel too great about it, but just since 7 weeks in a row, they've been absurd. So I'm just going to keep riding with them.
Yeah, and if you've been following the GBU Instagram, you saw that Miami ended up cashing me in my parlay last week. So I'm going to hop on Miami plus 3.5. I don't even have to look at the stats. I think Miami's playing much better ball than the Titans have in the past few weeks. I'm going to ride Miami this year until the end because they've been really good for us.
Yeah, and they've got 2 tough ones. If they win out, they're in the playoffs because right now they're in a playoff spot. They've got 2 tough ones though against the Titans and the Patriots. But if they beat the Titans, they're setting themselves up to be in a good position in Week 17. So we'll see how they finish. I'm a big Dolphins fan this year. I think Tua is a little overhated. If I was them, I think in the offseason they need O-line instead of selling their soul for Deshaun Watson. Give Tua at least another year. I know he's more of a game manager, can't really push the ball down the field, but he's been solid and he's been winning them games. So I'm just going to keep riding with the Dolphins until they prove me wrong.
Yeah, and I don't really see the Tennessee offense moving the ball too well on that Miami defense right now.
Yep.
So I'm leaning towards the under, but I'm going to stay away for now on that.
All right, next we've got another good one with 2 teams fighting for AFC playoff spots. We've got the Raiders traveling to the Colts. The Colts opened at -7. They are -7 now. They went down all the way to -2, I think, when Carson Wentz had the COVID scare, but then the CDC changed their rules. He'll be back Sunday. I got the Colts at -6.5 on Monday. I was very worried, but now that Wentz is back in and Quentin Nelson's back in, I think the Colts are going to roll their way through the Raiders, end their season. And this is the one I feel best about. Colts 6.5, I think, is one of the best plays this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to hop on the Colts -6.5 as well. I was also leaning towards the under in this game. I feel like they're going to start running Taylor and just milking the clock out. But I'm going to say 6.5 now, and possibly on the Instagram post you'll see the under too.
Yep. And all that'll be out on Sunday like you usually is. GBU Pod on Instagram. You always post our picks for all the primetime games and stuff. So next, moving to another 1 o'clock game. We've got the Jags traveling to the Pats. The Pats are -16. The over-under is 41.5. 63% of the bets are on the Pats. I just want to hear what you have to say about this one because I do have 2 picks, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so for me, this game, I have to take the Pats and the points. Pats at -16, it's an absurd number.
It seems like one of those games where they're just going to roll.
Yeah, like I see this being a 30-3 Pats win.
Yeah,
I don't think the Jags offense even scores more than 1 score in the entire game. Jags are 0-6 ATS last 6, and the Pats are 5-0 after ATS after a double-digit loss at home. So, I mean, Bill he's pissed, so he's going to go out there and he's going to absolutely mutilate this team.
Yeah, I've got 2 picks. I'm going to take the Pats -16. It's a very large number. I hate doing that, but this is the Patriots versus the Jaguars. They just got embarrassed at home against Buffalo. I think they returned the favor to Jacksonville, continually a team that gets embarrassed. They lost to the Jets last week. They pretty much sold the game on the 1 yard line, spiking it on third down. They want to lose. They're not even going to show up for this game. So I'm also going to take the Jags under 13 team total. 13 is very low. But like you said, I think this is a game where they don't score more than 7 points. Like, I don't know how they move the ball in New England.
I might throw that on there, too. I like that.
That's just a pick that I was just digging. I feel like the Jags don't score at all this weekend. So when I went and I looked at it, I saw 13. I was like, that's really low because one big
two
play,
touchdowns. Yeah,
2 touchdowns. It could definitely miss, but I think this is a game where they don't even score more than a touchdown. I think the Pats dominate their way through this game. I think they win by 16. I don't like 16, but I'm going to take it anyway. This is the Jaguars we're talking about.
Yeah, they suck.
All right, next we have the Buccaneers traveling to Metlife to take on the Jets. The Bucs are minus 13. The over-under is 45.5, and 72% of the bets are on the Bucs. I'm going to let you go first because this is your Jets team, so I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I don't even know what to think because, I mean, obviously the Jets are at home, but it's the Bucs. I definitely would never take the Jets against Tom Brady. So
no way.
Even though 70% of the money's on it, I'm probably just going to stay away from this one. I would lean Bucs because they're just so much better.
70% doesn't make
but
me feel
70%,
good if I was a Bucs better.
That's exactly what I'm going to stay away because I will never bet on the Jets against Tom Brady. There's no way.
I don't have a pick for this one. I liked Bucs early when it first came out, but then I thought about it and I was like, they haven't really been playing good. I know they blew out Carolina last week, but they really didn't play that well.
Good.
Tom Brady was cursing his teammates out on the sideline. He was up 30 points, which is absurd. But he obviously didn't like the way they were playing. So I'm going to pass on this one. I really don't know what to expect in this game. I could see the Bucs just absolutely shitting on the Jets. But
easily.
I don't know. The Bucs haven't been playing good. 13's a lot of points.
Yeah, so It's a gross game. Another really bad one.
Next, we've got the Eagles, who are fighting for a playoff spot. They can, if they win their game against the Washington football team this weekend, and the Packers beat the Vikings, and the 49ers beat the Texans, they are officially locked into the NFC playoffs. That probably makes a lot of Eagles bettors feel good. They're minus 4.5. The over-under is 45. And 72%, again, are on the Eagles. I pass on this one because you never know with them. But I do lean, if I were to give out leans, I would lean Eagles minus 4.5. It seems a bit low for a football team that they just absolutely dominated a few weeks ago. I know they were COVID ravaged, but Washington gave up 56 points to Dallas on Sunday night. They got absolutely embarrassed. One of the worst primetime games of the year. I'm not picking it. A lot of the trends say Eagles. Everyone's saying Eagles. That's kind of why I'm staying away. You never know with the football team. They could always cover. Do you have a pick on this one?
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from the points, but I'm going to take the under 45. I feel like both defenses are going to be playing pretty hard, both fighting for their season. The under's 4-0 in the last 4 home games, and the under's 4-0 in Washington football team's last 4 games as a home dog. So I'm going to take the under.
All right. I kind of like that. I don't know. I may hop on, but not yet. We'll see how I feel on Sunday. Next, we've got another good 1 o'clock game. We've got the Rams at the Ravens. The Rams are 5.5 right now. The over-under is 46.5. I got them at Monday at 3.5, and I know that I've been picking the Rams the last few weeks, and they have been covering. Like, ever since that Cardinals game, they've been really good. I know one of these times it's going to bite me in the ass because you never know with this team.
It's the Rams, they've been weird.
I feel like it could be this one. I got them at 3.5 on Monday, so I feel really good about that. And the reason I did it was because the Ravens secondary, like we said before when we were talking about the Bengals, is really just one of the worst I've ever seen.
It is really bad.
It seems like a game where Matt Stafford should at least throw for 303 touchdowns. OBJ will probably catch another one, maybe OBJ anytime touchdown prop, because he's been hauling in touchdowns. Every game he's been a Ram. He's been catching a touchdown. So it seems like a game where they should score, but you never know because John Harbaugh's such a good coach, and he's going to have these guys ready to play with their season on the line. So you never know. I feel like this could burn me, but I'm going to keep taking the Rams, and I got them at a line I really like.
Yeah, I snagged the Rams at -4.5. I have the same exact reasons. It's a depleted Ravens secondary and a Rams offense that can really dominate you in the air. So I'm going to take the Rams -4.5 where I got them.
Seems like the pick, and I didn't have the percentages, but I'm sure.
I'm sure it's up there.
I'm pretty sure it was a lot on the Rams. At least 70%.
It's just one of those games where you can't not take the Rams.
Yeah, they've been rolling, and I've been picking them pretty much every week. So it just feels like my obligation to keep taking them. But I don't know. In Baltimore, it's scary because that place is always rowdy. They're fighting for their playoff lives, and
they always seem to sneak back in.
Yeah. John Harbaugh will have these guys ready to go, which is the main concern, but we'll see. All right. Now we're moving to the 4 o'clock window. We're going Broncos at Chargers. The Chargers are 7.5. The over-under is 45.5, and 65% of the bets are on the Chargers. The Broncos are ravaged with COVID. The Chargers had a terrible performance against the Texans last week. I just don't know with this game. I'm going to stay away. I really probably won't even watch a second of this one because there's a lot of 4 o'clock games and a lot of action I'll have. So I don't know with this one. Do you have anything on this one?
Yeah, I'm back to I don't know who the fuck the Chargers are again. Yeah. So I'm just going to stay away. I do lean Broncos at 7.5 though. It's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. It's in LA, which is a little worrisome. If it was in Denver, I'd say take the Broncos 7.5, but it wouldn't be 7.5 if it was in Denver.
Nah, probably 3.5.
Yeah, that changes the whole thing.
Yep.
I just don't know. Like the Chargers, their path to the playoffs is clear, but they can never be consistent, and they're playing 2 divisional opponents who seem to always give them fits. So it's tough. It really is tough. It would be tough to see the Chargers miss the playoffs, but unfortunately, I think that might happen with a loss in Denver or against Denver and against Oakland. It could happen. That sucks though, because Justin Herbert's been one of the best players all year.
Yeah, Herbert's really good. It's unfortunate.
All right, next we've got the Texans traveling to the 49ers. The Niners are -12.5. The over-under is 44, and 65% of the bets are on the Texans. This one opened at 15. I got them on Tuesday, I believe, at 14.5. It was before the Jimmy G news that he may miss the game. We'll see.
I think that might be better for the Niners.
It's still up in the air. Trey Lance, they don't seem to trust him. I know a lot of Niners fans want to see him because Jimmy G sold them that game against the Titans. Personally, I hope Jimmy G plays banged up because 14.5 is a lot, and it doesn't seem like they'll be able to move the ball with him. The Texans played so good. So I have the Texans at 14.5. I'm interested to see what you have because this is a big line.
Yeah, so I was really thinking about the Niners -12.5. I just feel like they're going to come out and win. I think in the end they are going to win, but I'm going to take the under. In the last 6 Texans road games, they are the under's 5-1, and versus the Texans' last 4 on the road versus a team with a winning record is also 4-0. So their defense comes to play almost weekly. It's just that their offense can't really get the job done. So I think the under is a good play here.
Yep. All right. The marquee 4 o'clock game, 4:25. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews, classic in Dallas. Cardinals at Cowboys. Dallas is -6. The Cardinals are reeling. The over/under is a high 51, and 53% of the bets are on the Cowboys. So it's a pretty even one. I want to hear what you have to say on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take Arizona +6. I still think they're a really good football team. Cowboys are riding a high off of absolutely just mutilating the football team. So I think Arizona +6 is a good bet here. The Cards are still a very good team, and the Cowboys have been playing incredible football, but I think the Cardinals, this is a must-win. So they're going to come out, and I think they'll get the job done. I'm going to sprinkle on Cards money line, too.
Yeah, this one's tough. I wanted to find every reason to take the Cardinals because I'm already going to be rooting for them. Because I need them to win for the Packers to lock up the 1 seed on Sunday night, a game we'll be getting to soon. But I think I'm just going to sit back, watch this one, enjoy it for what it is. I just don't know if there's anything for me. Like, how do I take the Cardinals? They've been so bad. And
they have been bad.
I know 6 is a lot here for 2 playoff
6
teams.
6 is a lot for 2 really good teams. It's hard.
The Cardinals need one, which is why I like them at
sometimes
6.
the Cowboys' offense doesn't show up, and that their defense is good.
I also thought, though, the Cardinals needed one last week, too, and they absolutely imploded. So
That's true.
I just don't know. I'm not going to pick it. I might sprinkle Cardinals money line just because I'll be rooting for them. It'll probably be good value, but it won't be a pick that I'll officially make on Instagram
me neither.
post. All right, next we have the Panthers traveling to the Saints. The Saints are -6.5. The over/under is a very low 37.5. That tells you pretty much all you need to know about this game and these two offenses. 52% of the bets are on the Panthers. The Saints are fighting for their playoff lives. I'm going to take the over 37.5. I didn't have a pick on this one originally, but I saw that line and I was like, for an NFL game against a team fighting for the playoffs, I know the Panthers are in bed. That just seems low. I don't feel great about it. 37, though, I mean, a few touchdowns and you're in striking distance. So I'm going to take the over 37.5, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, so when I saw this line, I just felt an urge to hop on the Panthers +6.5. I feel like that's just too many points for a Saints offense that can't really put up any points at all. So I'm going to take Panthers +6.5, and I might sprinkle the over, too.
Yeah, it's a good bet. The Panthers, I know they're starting Darnold
Panthers
this week.
stink, though, yeah.
They've officially hit the bench. I just hope Darnold can connect maybe for a deep ball or two and get them at least like 10 points. Just get as close to the over so we can get it. And I know it's going to be a struggle watching this game. I'm going to just be begging for points, and these two teams are so shit. But it is what it is. 37.5 is just like the line that an Army-Navy game would be at, which is
it's
absurd for two NFL teams.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to the final 4 o'clock game of the weekend. The Lions are traveling to Seattle to face the Seahawks. The Seahawks are -7.5. The over is 41, or over under is 41.5, and 59% of the bets are on the Lions. I'm going to take the Lions +7.5. Why not? The way they've been playing, Motor City Dan Campbell has these boys ready to go every week, and Detroit is covering at a very insane clip. I think they might be like 10-5 against the spread. They cover. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Love the Lions this week, +7.5. I know it's in Seattle, but the Seahawks are completely dead. They lost to the Bears last week. That's all I needed to see.
Yeah, if the Lions were at home, I would have hopped on this one automatically, but there's just something about this game I don't like. I feel like it's going to surprise you a little bit I think one team, it can go either way, so I don't really feel the need to put any money on this one, so I'm going to stay away.
There's always that risk of the Lions just not showing up.
Yeah, the Lions.
But I'm just going to bank on the fact that they've been playing well. And
yeah, they have been.
I think a touchdown's a lot for a Seahawks team that's 5-10.
Yeah, the Seahawks are
like
not
they're
good
dead.
either.
Russ couldn't move the ball against the Bears. They choked that one away in the end, which was embarrassing. I'll take the Lions just because they've done me so well all year, and all their bettors so well all year. I don't pick them every week, but a lot of people do.
Yep.
And we're going to move to the final game of the Sunday slate. The Vikings at the Packers. Kirk Cousins is out with COVID-19, so now if we did this yesterday, we would have been under the assumption that he was playing, which is why waiting is always good. The Packers are -13. The over-under is 42.5, and 64% of the bets are on the Packers. This one opened up at 7.5. I know you have a pick on it. I don't. Just because it seems like the Packers have been getting backdoored lately. And every time, I'm always rooting for the Packers to win, obviously, because I'm a Packers fan. But when they don't cover, it's just like oh, all right, we won. I'm happy, but like, can you at least cover? I don't want that feeling. I just want them to win this game. It'll be the coldest game in Green Bay since 2013. It's going to be 0 degrees. It's going to feel like the negatives. That seems like a recipe for disaster for the Vikings, that the Packers can now load the box against Dalvin Cook and don't have to worry about Justin Jefferson. I know you have a pick on this one, so I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, so the second I saw that Kirk Cousins was out, I hopped to the Flip app that we use, and I got the Packers at -6.5. They jumped to -13 right after that. So at -6.5, I think the Packers are going to do that pretty easily. It's the Packers. It's in Lambeau. It's December, or it's January. It will be January, and it's 0 degrees. So the Packers -6.5 is an absolute lock.
It seems like this is a game where the Packers actually stomp on a team and put them away. They've been letting teams hang around
who's
like
even
the Ravens
starting?
and Browns.
Who's even starting for the
Sean
Vikings?
Mannion, I think is how you say it.
Exactly.
He's been in the league a long time. He's a long-time veteran, but he's never amounted to anything at quarterback, and he most certainly will not amount to anything in Lambeau Field in sub-zero temperatures. Which is
there's no
absurd.
way. They're going to get
Hopefully,
smacked.
the Packers can get that in the playoffs, because last year it was quite shockingly warm. It was like 35 degrees. If they get that in the playoffs, no one's beating Aaron Rodgers because he lives for these kind of games.
Yep.
And the final, I mean, we usually don't do the Monday night games on Lock It In. But for this one, I know who I'm going to pick, so I'm just going to say it already. You will post it on Instagram too, just in case anything changes COVID-related. But this is going to be Big Ben's last game at Heinz Field, most likely. He's probably got to retire after the season. He said that himself. The Browns are -3. I'm just taking the Steelers +3. That seems like a line you have to take in Big Ben's final game. I don't know how you feel about that one if you haven't picked yet.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers money line. I think they got to win this game for him.
Yeah, they'll do it. And I
it's a
don't
big
know
game
why
for
the
Ben.
Browns are. I know the Browns look good on Christmas, but Baker did not. So
They didn't look that good. I mean, the Packers just kind of like took their foot off the pedal a little bit, in my opinion. I'm not really. I feel like the Steelers will win this one pretty soundly, unless the Browns come out and show something with Baker that they haven't for the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
All right, so that's going to do it for Week 17. Those are our picks. I'll actually just give the rundown of what I have one more time. I don't know if you want to as well, Reese.
Yeah, I will.
I just got to go back here. It has a lot of picks. So I've got the Bills -14.5, the Chiefs -4.5, the Dolphins +3.5. I know I'm going out of order here because I lost myself. I got the Texans at +14.5. I've got the over 37 in the Panthers-Saints game. I've got the Lions +7.5. I've got the Patriots -16, the under 13 Jags team total, and the Rams -3. A lot of picks. It'll be confusing. It'll all be on our Instagram like we always do.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of picks. So I got the Pats -16. I got the under 45 in the Philly-Washington game. Miami +3.5. Colts -6.5. The over 51 and Chiefs -5 in the Chiefs-Cincinnati game. Rams -4.5. Under 44 in the Niners Texans game. Panthers +6.5 against the Saints. Arizona +6 against the Cowboys, and the Packers -6.5, which is now -13 against the Vikings in Lambeau.
All right, so that'll do it for us. Make sure to check out our Instagram, GBU Pod, on there. Check out our TikTok, Good Bad Ugly Pod. We'll be doing some more of those soon once we have some more content, more clips to get up.
Yep.
If we don't do after hours tomorrow, our friend KB is not feeling well, not COVID. I don't think. Don't worry, he's fine. He'll be fine. He'll live. Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll be back for GBU. If we see you then, we'll see you then. We'll have some more clips, more content always coming out. We've got some good things in the works. KB's going to start his off-season previews soon. He's going to start with the Jaguars. We're going to go pretty much in draft order. I know it's not set yet, but we're going to start with the bad teams, get the good teams out after the playoffs. That's his operation. We got some good graphics coming. We got some Photoshop now. So we got...
Yep, and Happy New Year, Happy Holidays.